Hey guys, so welcome back. So I'll do it like this. Today I wanted to do a video. Well, I want to do a few videos on a few things. So first off, I had to get my glasses out for this one. These aren't even real. Yes, so intelligent. Yes. But I wanted to talk about Far Cry 5, guys. Fuck. Wait, how old is this game? Hold on. This game I like so much. Wow. 7 years. Yeah, 7 years. A few months ago. Oh, don't mind the hair. Ugh. And I was thinking, what should I watch? It's late. And I remember seeing a meme where it says, it's like how Far Cry 5 feels when you don't have some, Swedish, British, whatever ethnicity it is, pyrocynical, twink whispering in your ear about how fucking awful it is. And it was like, great. Which is true. I like pyrocynical, but I don't know. Now, I get Far Cry 3. I think Far Cry 5 is good. I could end the video there. So just say Far Cry 5 is good. I do have to say Far Cry 5 is also good because it's like the only game that I've really seen that gets mainstream attention that has anything to do with Vietnam, mainly. Well, has a DLC. There's a DLC that makes you feel like fucking Rambo. That's the only DLC I've played. I played the other two a few times. They have a zombie one, an alien one. I didn't really fucking care. But why is Far Cry 5 good? Now, Far Cry 5, I've heard a lot of different descriptions. It's Redneck Simulator. It's a fishing game that comes with a shooting minigame. All very true. Now, the character building is one big thing. Because a lot of people say you get 5 seconds with each character, and it's like, next character. On my hair. I'm taking this off, by the way. I can't fucking do this. Hold on. Different camera angle. Editing. I'm kidding, I just paused the fucking recording. But, holy fucking bent bifocals, Batman. Let me put on my smart glasses. Let's discuss Far Cry 5's character building for a second, shall we? Now, when it comes to secondary characters in Far Cry 5, Alexa, stop. There are a lot. But I think the main purpose of the characters and having such little time with them isn't really, I'm saying this with all seriousness, not focused on the characters itself and making you invested. Like, you should care about this guy. You should care. Like how they did in Far Cry 3 or Far Cry 4, where it's like, well, I didn't play Far Cry 4, but Far Cry 3, where it was like, or other games where it's like, care about this guy, care about this guy, care about this guy. It's more about, look at what you're fighting for. This is Montana. Look at all these people. And the only thing I really got mad at was he shitted on my boy Herc. Herc is a little slow, but I love Herc. I think his name's Herc. The redneck, kind of Larry the Cable Guy. Which I was stupid because I got Far Cry 5 free, and then once with Game Pass, and instead of buying the game, I just decided to get the Deluxe Edition, so I own Deluxe Edition, but I can only play it with Game Pass or whatever. And it came with Far Cry 3, so I can play Far Cry 3. And I played it after. Realized that him and the other guy, the CIA guy, are from Far Cry 3. Now, weapons. I do agree that a lot of the weapons, especially if you do a New Game Plus, a lot of the weapons are just useless. And it's very much like... But there are some cases, like I think a lot of the rifles you can use for a majority of the game. Like I think you could probably even use the lever action until the end. I don't know. There is a lot of bulk, right? Like there's all this shit, like look at all this that you don't really need. Like we don't really need the different, all the different stuff. I don't think they needed to do the thing that games do, like Bone Lab did, of having a separate semi-automatic like M16, M4 platform rifle and a fully automatic one. You could just have a build system like Call of Duty does, kind of. You can like, or if you want to make a sniper rifle, make it a fucking sniper rifle. And even if you're not a fan of any of the guns in the game and you're more of a fan of the melee weapons, there's obviously the shovel launcher, one of the greatest weapons in video game history, because what says fuck you like launching a shovel at someone at the speed of Mach fuck? Truly. The shovel launcher is a great gun. There's great costume design. I know people say, I like customizing my avatar. You can look really badass. You can wear like the outfit that the bad guys wore in Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Great game, by the way. You can run around in your underwear with a rabbit's helmet on. You run around with the horse head. You can be Voss. They have a Voss outfit. You could be... the guy from Assassin's Creed, or Wrench from Watch Dogs. Far Cry 5, I think, is a good game and has a good story. But it's also just a fun game. Yeah, when you play it, you feel like it's really marketable. But it's one of those games that you can go back to and you can just play. Like when you're sitting there and you're like, I don't know what to play, you can just play Far Cry 5. You could just play Far Cry 5. Because I appreciate games with a new game plus. Because there are so many times where you beat a game, you get all the good weapons, and there's really no point. Like Mafia 3, I love Mafia 3. You beat the game, and then you could do a new game, but then you lose all your weapons. Or you could just run around and do fuck all. Which I do want to do a video on the Mafia 3, on Mafia series. But what is Far Cry 5 if you don't know? Far Cry 5 is basically Montana gets taken over by a cult, and you're Silent Strong type sheriff dude who has to save everybody and kill his 3 siblings. I think because one of them isn't related to him. I don't really fucking know the whole details, but there's the one who's drugging everybody, who's wearing a white gown, and is like, come with me into the bliss. There's the guy with there's, what the fuck is his name? Chip Whistler from Big City Greens, with that big smile, basically a car salesman, a really charming car salesman. Brand new car. Look at that, strong wheels. Really, kind of guy who could get you to buy something and then you go home and you go, I really did not need this shit. His brother, who was basically a schizo militia guy, but actually pretty cool, where the Only You meme comes from. Only you. And all the Far Cry 5 players go, well, the voices. Which was really cool. I did like that whole part. And then John Seed himself, the big guy, who has a ponytail, a beard, aviator glasses, and no shirt, and just walks around in jeans. Kind of a hippy-dippy guy.
and you have to save them all. So that's basically the rundown. I should have said that at the beginning. Far Cry has a very 5 has a very special place in my heart. Now, did shit on Far Cry 5, but looking now that we have Far Cry 6, I have to say it's a lot better. Far Cry 5 has probably the best gun thing. Far Cry 3, what does it have that's better than 3 and 6? Because I played 3 and 6. I don't know about 4. 3. 3 and I think 4, you had to do the stupid fucking tower thing. Every fucking time. There's a million fucking towers you gotta climb. I'm not a big fan of parkour. Especially in games where it's janky. It's not really janky in Far Cry 3, but there was one that I really got stuck on and pissed me off. Far Cry 5 has a good gun system. Not gonna lie. You want to put a silencer on a fucking M60? Go ahead. You want to put a silencer on a 50 BMG and kill everyone from 50 meters away? Go ahead. Want to run in there and shoot everyone with a 6-shooter like you're fucking Clint Eastwood? Go ahead. Far Cry 6, I played Far Cry 6 for like probably an hour, 2, 3, 4 maybe hours at most, not a lot. And I fucking hated the gun system. Apparently, this is correct. You have to go to different locations to get guns. Now, to be fair, I did get a good first gun. One of the first guns I unlocked was, I think, a golden 1911 that shoots flame rounds. And since I'm a little rich bastard, well, I'm not rich, I just try to buy the deluxe edition, I got Far Cry 3 weapons. And obviously they include the greatest video game weapon in history, obviously being the Galleria shotgun, lever action shotgun. Look it up. It's when you max it out in Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. It has 4 barrels, I think like 24 rounds maybe, because you shoot, 6 divided by 4 is 24. Flame rounds are explosive rounds. Quadruple barrel. It is the greatest weapon. Never in my life have I played a game and seen a gun and been like, I love it. Now, there have been games where I'm like, I love this, but never has there been a game where I wanted a gun so much in real life. If you haven't played Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon and you're a fan of like 80s kind of neon futuristic action movies, play it. You can get the RoboCop gun, It's pretty fun. And then I think you can get some like big cool weapon. It's a great game. I enjoyed it. I played it on the PS5 because, like Far Cry 5, when you get Far Cry 6 Deluxe, whatever, you get the stuff. You get like, they did have a Stranger Things DLC for Far Cry 6, which I did want to see. Now, what does Far Cry 5 have? The Far Cry 6, like I said, weapon system. Villain. With Far Cry 3 and even Far Cry 5, which Far Cry 5 even a little less, the cool thing about it is a lot of games you don't get face-to-face with the villain. With Far Cry 3 and 5, especially 3, you're face-to-face. You come to face with them multiple times. You're talking with them. They could kill you if they want, but they're evils, and they're crazy. They ever tell you the definition of insanity? So they don't. And I loved how Far Cry 3 did that live action, like, trailer thing. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called the Far Cry 3 Experience. It was so funny. Where look it up, it's fun. Same with Far Cry 5. Where it's like the real actors in it. It was really good. I'm not your hermano. It's a spiritual term. He shoots at them and they all duck and cover and then they realize he missed them all. But Far Cry 6, and I heard this, Far Cry 6 feels like people said they spent a lot of money on the budget, but not enough on... Well, they spent all the money on Giancarlo Esposito, Gus. Hello, I'm Gustavo Fring, but you can call me Gus, because he's the villain. Which I'm like, oh, that's cool. Apparently, you don't even see him in the beginning, which is the classic Far Cry thing. Always the beginning. Far Cry 3, get captured by him. Far Cry 5, you're going to arrest him. Far Cry 4, I forget what happened. Far Cry 6, nothing. You could play as a dude in Far Cry 6, by the way. I don't know if people know that because they always advertise the girl. I chose the dude because I was like, I've seen all the stuff with her. Oh. And plus, I want to have the Far Cry 3 outfit. And one thing I did not like, I might get called out for this. I think one of the best games to do customization, to combine clothing like that has armor and benefits and looks was Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy. Now, have you ever played a game, right? And you have the coolest looking set of armor, but it's like level 1, and then your level like 10,000 armor, it's so cool, looks like fucking shit. Hogwarts Legacy did that perfectly. I think it's any clothes you've ever owned, you can make it look like. So you could wear, let's say you have a level 100 or whatever level is max shirt. You can make it appear like it's this shirt or that shirt. So you can have the best stats and not have to worry about looking cool. You can still look however you want. Far Cry 6, when I looked at the customization and I realized that armor and it's all these benefits. I do not like games. Call me an idiot. Call me stupid. I don't care. I like customizing my character. I don't want to have to worry about, oh, what does this do? What does this do? Especially when it's 5 million things. Do that with the gun stuff. Do that with the whole fucking 9 yards. I will sit at a gun crafting table in the game or at a customization menu for hours. But the minute you say, this one has gas resistance, this one has fire resistance. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Fuck off. Fuck off. Or, customize it to your playstyle. 5 times out of 10, it is shit. Now, I'm not saying that about all games, because there are games where it's like, customize your playstyle. Like, I think Skyrim is a good example of one that does right, even though I suck at Bethesda games, besides Doom. Which, yeah, Doom, well, Doom was bought by Bethesda, I think, but like Skyrim and Fallout 4 without mods, or Fallout New Vegas, or genuinely any game by them in that area, I suck at. I like the games. I love Fallout New Vegas. Don't get me started how much I love Fallout New Vegas. I suck at it. I suck at it so fucking badly. That's the only reason I don't play it, and because I don't have Game Pass anymore. But I suck at it so badly. Fallout 4, I played it so much more than Vegas because you could get mods on it. And then ended up every time I went to the town, and I'm not even talking about Far Cry 5 anymore, but anyways, anytime you went to the town, yeah, fuck it up. But that's the thing. You can't look cool in fucking Far Cry 6. That's the thing. The guns are stupid. The way you gotta get them is stupid. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the whole crafting thing, but sometimes they just put too much shit in front of you. A lot of games, that's the issue nowadays, is they cram it all into certain things and don't leave anything else, or it's a mile wide and an inch deep. For, like, they have all this crafting stuff you can do, like, I forget what it's called. It was actually pretty cool. And yeah, in games with companions, we need to work on games with companions, because 5 times out of 10, I only use them if I have to. Like, I think I'm going to go back and play New Vegas with companions, because I cannot get past this area. Far Cry 5, I beat the game, I think, without using any companions. And they're fun, don't get me wrong. But it's like, yeah, it's just funnier. It's funny. It's a fun idea in practice. Like, let's have a game where you can have a crocodile as your pet, or a dog with little wheels. Or let's have a bear named Cheeseburger and a mountain lion. Because that's fun. That's fun, don't get me wrong. But it's really hard to work with. Now, I didn't really do a lot in Fallout with it. In Fallout, I think I just the Irish girl who's in the Fight Club. But yeah, Far Cry 5, I really didn't talk about Far Cry 5 that much, I don't think. But Far Cry 5 is a good game. The DLCs are good. And it's really fucking replayable. It's one of those games I could sit down. And if you watch this clip, I don't know what the fuck. I think it's probably because Far Cry 5 on Steam probably sucks. Because that looked like Fat Cry. Not Far Cry. That genuinely looked like Fat Cry. Now, I'm not saying I've never had issues with the game, but I can't remember half that shit happening. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. And by the way, look at the post I put. Send me your confessions. Yeah, I love Far Cry 5. Suck it.